Lyon relegated, one of France's most historic clubs, 7-time Ligue 1 champions, now flirting with disaster, and rumour has it PSG might actually be able to bail them out, so hopefully that can happen so they remain in the top flight. But today, this is going to be my 10-year Lyon rebuild, where we take this fallen giant, rebuild them from the ground up and aim sky high for trophy after trophy, with our sights set firmly locked on the Champions League glory. We're running a narrow tactic today that absolutely cooks at FM24, aggressive, high tempo, and designed to dominate every single match day. And a little fun fact, Lyon's academy produced talents like Karim Benzema, Hassan Ben Arfa, and also Lacazette. And we're going to tap in today to hopefully find a bit more of that youth magic. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe on the video and turn on that bell. It is completely free and you will never miss another upload. Let's get into it, starting off with a little bit about the club. So unless you've been living under a rock, you would have been aware of the actual Lyon news. It's pretty sad, to be honest, because they're such a big team over in France, and hopefully PSG can bail them out. Now, as it stands, they technically are going to be playing in the French second division, but also we have got this news about PSG stepping in. So for this 10 years, I am going to remain in the French league, but obviously, if that does change next year, later on this year, we can do this again and start off from that second tier of French football. But I personally think PSG will save them, because if you lose a team like Lyon, the league loses a lot of reputation, because they are one of the big names in the league. So it actually benefits the bigger teams to pay for these teams to actually stay in the league. So I believe they will be somewhat okay, to be honest. Now, this team in the game have actually got a lot going for them. Very good youth facilities, nearly perfect. 4-star training, 4-star reputation, 3.5-star youth recruitment. Now, obviously, if they do get relegated down, they're going to lose a lot of this. You know, I mean, naturally, they're going to have a lot of players leave, staff might leave, and it's going to be a bit of a decline for the club, because they have got some pretty big names in this team, as we can see literally on the right side of the screen. But we'll go over that in a second. When it comes to the money, the owners, well, apparently, are rich. The finances are rich. The owners love the club. The bank balance around £80 million, and a media prediction to finish 4th place in the French league. So, to be honest, I'm going to try and just turn this club around as quick as I can and go on to win as many trophies as is possible inside of a whole decade. When you look at the finances, you go to the debts and loans, there is a little bit of debt going on, around 7.3 in net debt and 8 million in the transfer debt, and we signed nobody in the first season, anyone anyway, so if we do win some trophies, we can probably clear a lot of the debt purely from the prize fund. So that is going to be the aim today. We are playing in the French League, the Europa League and the French Cup. Really excited we're actually in the Europa League, because I think we have got a good team to go toe-to-toe with anybody in that competition. So hopefully, if we are going to win a European trophy, or one of them, we can try and tick this off pretty early. The French League, there is a lot of competition. You might think I'm crazy saying that. I mean, we are predicted to go and finish inside of 4th place. Is it the most competitive league in the world? Is it quite competitive when you're Lyon in the first season with no signings? Yes, it is, because you have got Marseille, who have now got a really good team and a good manager. Monaco can turn up on their right day. PSG have literally just won the Champions League. And then you've got a few buggy teams in there. You know, you've got Nice, you've got Rennes, you've got Lille, you've got Toulouse. Them sorts of teams that maybe can pick up a point or 3 points against you. So there is genuinely quite a bit of competition in Season 1. When you sort of start establishing yourself, you build a good team, the only real threat is going to be PSG, who of course are a threat. Luis Enrique in charge, and I mean, just looking at some of their senior players, I mean, not their schedule, sorry, going on to their senior squad, you can't even see them yet, but you know who you've got here. You've obviously got Dembele, you've got Kvaratskhelia, you've got Doué, you've got so many world-class players. It is absolutely unbelievable. Now, the team we're rolling out with is going to be deployed in a break-the-game tactic. Now, at any part of this video, you want to get all of these perks. It does include the tactic and the rebuild file, and every piece of content I have done this year, the files for that is on the Patreon, and also every video is ad-free. There is currently 20% off. Make sure you are going over right now, because it's the best time to go and check out if you like it, because it's a lot cheaper and there is tons of content, over a whole year's worth of tactics and rebuild files. Now, this genuinely suits the team quite well. I like the idea of playing Ernest up front. I know he's typically a winger, but we can sort of get a lot out of him up front. He has got the attributes to play up front. He's quick. He can play it to a certain degree, but we are going to retrain him to be an all-out striker because I think he can get the job done there. I have done it in previous rebuilds. To partner him, we are going to have Invincible. Again, he's a decent player. He's nothing incredible, but for the sake of this first season, as long as he can score 10-15, we should be somewhat okay. Behind them, we are going to have this man on the right-hand side. To be honest with you, he looks pretty decent, not exactly ridiculous. I think there is a lot of improvement that needs to be done into this team, and hence why we hopefully are going to be given a pretty fair budget if we have a good season, because there definitely is room to improve. Fofana next to him is pretty decent, but again, doesn't really fit into the way that I want to play things, and we are going to go out and change this, team to suit the way that I want to play. Sort of like Ruben Amorim, but hopefully we do win some stuff. Now, Tolisso is going to sit a little bit deeper. He's now 30 years of age, but of course a very, very good player. Decent pass and range, quite strong, but really lacking the stamina and work rate. So, don't know how long he's going to stay in the team. Mangala next to him, a few years younger. Again, pretty decent, but the work rate is really, really poor. So I would like to try and bring in some of a little bit of energy into that midfield to actually work quite hard. The back line I don't hate. Maitland-Niles is a decent wing-back. Not exactly world class, but he has got a decent bit of pace about him. We've got a lot of low work rate in this team, so they might suffer in this tactic, but I'm not changing the way I play. I'm going to sign to suit the tactic. I've already decided that. Abner Vinicius at the left back has got a good work rate, so we can rely on him. He's also incredibly quick and also offers some really good tackling, and not bad on the ball either. But he's a Brazilian wing back, so they're always good on the ball traditionally. Now, the squad's small. The squad's incredibly small. It does feature the likes of Vatsut. You have got Matic in there. You've got some decent players, but this team is nowhere near the level of PSG. And to be honest, not even the level of Marseille. So we are going to try and see what we can do in Season 1. I'm not going to promise anything too much. What I will show you, we are going in with a much higher line. We're going in very attacking, and we're going in with nothing but pure confidence. So we're either going to learn in a positive manner, or we're going to learn in a negative manner, and we're going to get thumped in Season 1. My minimum expectation is top 4 football. I think we can finish third, second. I doubt we're going to win a league in Season 1, but bigger shocks have happened. So let's hopefully come back with some positivity. Right, do you know what? I'm going to take this because we do finish in third place. Now, I will be honest, we were only 1 point above fourth place, but we are 8 points above that top 4 goal that I set. So, more than happy with it. We are so far behind the pace of Marseille, believe it or not, who are going to top PSG in that first season. They have got an incredible team, some real top talent over there. Now, we are really off the pace, but as long as we are sort of getting that Champions League football, we are going to be completely fine. Getting money back into the club, playing in the biggest competition in world football, we hopefully have got a chance of recovering some money. The downside to this is, with Marseille already picking up a league title, they're going to have money, they're going to carry on improving. PSG already have tons of money and consistent money. We might be playing catch-up for a fair few seasons. It would have been nice to sort of get the one-up on Marseille quite early on. PSG are always going to be a step ahead because they've got endless cash flow. But hopefully we can just sort of improve gradually and catch Marseille up bit by bit without them really noticing. Now, apart from this, we also do appear in a cup final. Can you guess which one? Well, it is going to be the French Cup final. And who would you play in the French Cup final? Of course, it's going to be PSG. And they absolutely humiliated us. I mean, we concede a goal inside of 60 seconds, and the game does not get any better from this point. I mean, Dembele is an absolute menace to play against. He's going to go through here and run through the entire team, basically. Plays it through into Kvaratskhelia, and that is going to be 2-0 inside of 10 minutes. And you might think, Josh, don't keep this clip rolling. We're going to keep it rolling because we're going to find ourselves 3-0 down in 11 minutes. And if there's ever a reminder of how far you are behind PSG, just watch this highlight, because the only small positive from this game is a pointless, petty consolation goal, and we lose 3-1. And it got worse because the Europa League that I said I thought we could win, we lose in the knockout playoff rounds against Sporting 6-4. So really poor, to be honest with you, in terms of the European side. The French Cup is good to get to the final, but PSG just completely dominated it. And yeah, we are not going to win a trophy, which is completely fine in Season 1, but we now are going to try and build on this team quite a fair bit. When we actually go to the finances, go to the debts and loans, that has almost been written off now. We are going to have a budget of £45 million, and we can now sort of go and see exactly where this money needs to be spent. Now, when you look at the players at this team, you have got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players that are 30 and above. Now, when I come into a team, especially after Season 1, I like to see how many are 30 plus, because if we're here for a decade, these have got to be the first ones to leave. And I am also going to include the people that are 29, because they're probably approaching 30. Now, that does include a lot of first team players. So you've got the likes of Carr, you've got Remy, you've got Musa, Tolisso, Jordan, Clinton, Tagliafico, Matic, all players that are going to be transfer listed this second. So just to give you a heads up, they are going to be transfer listed. Now, the value of these players is quite limited, not really too much money. If you probably put all them amounts together, that's what the value is, but what you'd realistically get is about 30 million pushing it. So, and that's if you sell everyone. A lot of these people are probably going on the free or retiring. For example, is Tagliafico going anywhere? He isn't for now. Now, we are in a tricky situation because I wouldn't usually give a contract to a 33-year-old wingback. But are we going to have the money to go and sign anyone of his calibre, and can we actually get them? That I don't know. So we are going to take some time and really analyse where we are, and there might be the case of where we offer contracts to these older players purely for a season or two, so we can at least keep some preset quality in the team. But the team overall did do very well. We are lacking a fair few goals up front, but I'm going to put that down to it being a first season. Ernest is still learning that striker role. This guy cooked at right back, by the way. An incredible player. So fair play to him. A really strong season. 13 assists as well coming in from Mata. Not Wild Mata, just to clarify. He also had a great time. So the wing-backs are playing very, very good football in this system. But we purely are not putting up the stats to win league titles, as we didn't. So let's get into Season 2 transfers. So signing 1 is going to be Nicolo Ravella. I'm going to call Varela then. Ravella coming in from Lazio. Now, he's actually quite a cheap price tag for compared to what I have paid for him in previous rebuilds. He's a very, very consistent midfield player. 25, so not super young, but definitely can step in. And his value is so much more than what we paid. I will be honest, I have had a bit of an instalment window just to try and really boost this club up the rankings. And if it doesn't work in terms of we don't start winning stuff, I might have bit the hand that's fed me a little bit, but we are going to take a gamble on this one. As we also pick up the man on the thumbnail, and you might be thinking, Josh, why Madueke? Well, I actually really like playing him centrally in a shadow striker role. Now, he comes in, 13 goals, 6 assists. He has already learned that shadow striker role really well. He has got the stats to play there. He's got great composure, great finishing, great dribbling, great flair. He's quick on the ball. He's a star French league player. And he wasn't even that much, so for me, it made complete sense. And lastly, for £21 million, we are going to pick up Arnaud. He's going to come in and actually score a ton of goals. 26 goals and 4 assists for £21.5 million. This could be the difference from third to genuinely first. I mean, all of our signings have paid out really well. We lost a few players that didn't really mean too much to us anyway, and we have clearly strengthened. So I'm going to say it right now. I think there's a chance we've either got second or won the league, because Maduake's come in, he's cooked, the striker's come in, he's done more than well, and Ravella, he just bossed it in midfield. I think after a very expensive window, I think we can see some results. Or we don't win the French league, so we are going to be in second, so we have improved. But to be honest with you, Marseille are just simply too good at the moment. We're 4 points behind. We are going to have 2 players as the top goal scorers, which is really good to see in Ernest and the new man up front. We are also going to see Clinton and Abner in the assists. And we are going to see, you know, a couple of our players in the average rating as well. Also, the yellow cards, we'll leave that bit out of the video. But, I mean, it is very, very close, isn't it? It's literally 4 points. Did we lose against them? We do lose against them. Do they lose against us? We don't. Do they draw against us? They do. 4-4. What a game. So if we could have turned one of them results around, it still wouldn't have been enough, actually. So, yeah, on the day, they're too strong. But it is nice to see we're able to sort of take it to PSG and beat them by 4 points, which is really, really good. But it's still not a trophy. Search for the first trophy is going to be going on for a while because Marseille won the French league. They knocked us out 6-5 in the French Cup quarterfinals. So it's not a bad season so far. We've got the Champions League to come. Well, the Champions League might not be going too well because we don't even make it out of the playoffs, which I'm somewhat expecting. I will say our players have done very well in the player stats, but who did we play? I mean, we could have stat padded like we did against Bilbao and Besiktas, so probably why the stats look quite good. The round of 16, did we even get there? I mean, we did. We beat Porto 8-2. That's pretty impressive. We beat Man City 7-3. Got so excited the earphone nearly come out. That's a big turnaround. The quarterfinals, 8-3 over Chelsea. So English competition is absolutely easy, apparently. And English competition. We are going to be in a Champions League final in 2025, where we nearly played Salzburg. I would have taken that today. We're going to be playing PSG, though. So, God, this would be a story. We are off to Munich for the Champions League final, and PSG get off to a great start. Where have we seen that before in a cup final? PSG are absolutely ruthless in this game. They've got so many good players, as they obviously have in real life. But the difference, we're able to get an equaliser, so at least something. Donnarumma, what are you doing? This is, by the way, in the 62nd minute. They are then going to bounce back in the 91st minute in extra time, and Tagliafico has an awful clearance. Marquinhos goes through, and that is a finish and a half. So the pressure right back onto us. But luckily, we're feeling, up for a bit of pressure today. Carr, our centre-back, drives through the back line, back in the middle. A little bit lucky with a deflection, but that is not luck. That is a wonderful strike into the bottom right, and we are level 2-2. And there is one more goal. And it's coming from us. We are going to be your Champions League winners literally 2 seasons in. Mangala into the centre-back. Donnarumma's had a stinker. That is going to be a Champions League win in 2025. So that is absolutely crazy. We've done the hardest bit first, so really impressed with that. It's massive for the club, and now the French league, we can sort of just tick away at and get the job done. And there's a world now where we win multiple Champions Leagues. We've still got so many seasons to go, so really happy with what we have done. It makes up for the French Cup exit. It makes up for finishing 4 points behind Marseille in the French league. So a really, really good time. And money-wise, of course, we're going to have money now. We're going to have £131 million with practically zero debt to worry about. So we are absolutely flying. And I mean, this team has proven they can win a Champions League. I mean, I didn't expect it. Mata at right back, a 2-star ability player, 4 and 19. Amna Vinicius currently injured for 2 to 4 weeks, 12 and 22. Centre-backs, 12 goals. I mean, Madueke had a big influence, 21 and 16. The new man up front also did 39 and 7. Ernest learnt and become elite in that striker role, 36 and 20. The bench players doing really well, Tolisso as well. The team has won a Champions League, and I'm looking at some of the faces and I'm like, how has that happened? Because, don't get me wrong, we didn't even play... What teams did we play again? Oh, sorry, I need to go and have another look, because in the semis, we played Liverpool. They're a very tough team. Chelsea, maybe a little bit easier. Man City, not easier. Knockout, who did we play there? Porto. So we faced a lot of English competition, and we just didn't struggle. So, yeah, I guess we have won the Champions League. Cue the next season. And we are going to strengthen the team like mad now to try and keep up this, well, miracle season. We're going to try and bounce it back with at least another trophy. So we're going to pick up Gorna Doaf, coming in from Salzburg, £31 million, an incredible first season in the French league. Now, this guy's just a unit, okay? He is so well-rounded. He's quite young at 24 years of age. He's not on that much money per week, and he can roughly sell for treble of what we paid. So, to be honest with you, this one was an absolute no-brainer. We needed a little bit of energy in the midfield, and this guy delivers it. One of my favourite go-to players, and especially in this system, is going to be Kenan Yildiz. He comes in for 43 million, 13 goals and 21 assists. Now, you might be saying, Josh, how did he get such a perfect mixture? The guy can play shadow striker and striker. So in this system, he gets best of both worlds. He can play a lot of games because he can play both roles incredibly comfortably. He's got the passing, but he's got the finishing of a striker. He doesn't have that much pace or acceleration, but what he does well is just be a presence there. He can create, he can finish, and he's 23. It's perfect for this system. Speaking of perfect, we are going to welcome in Diomande, coming in from Sporting for 31 million, a rock-solid French League season, and you just know what you're going to get. You're going to get a world-class centre-back, a perfectionist at the age of 24, and we have now strengthened so many areas of this team, all within 3 signings. I will say it right now, and you can clip it, ship it, whatever you wish to do. If we don't win a trophy, I have clearly failed. It's going to be different, but we have won the French League and nearly going invincible. Only 2 losses against Rennes and Nice. What a season that is, by the way. I mean, close to 90 points, not 90 points, close to 20 points over PSG. We did hit 90 points, close to 100 points. We are once again going to see 2 players of ours in the top goal scoring ranks, 3 players of ours in the assists, the most clean sheets, and 4 players in the average rating. It is an incredible season for an absolutely incredible team, and we are taking this now to everyone. The most goals, the most shots, the fewest shots against, the best defensively. We've got a little bit of possession as well. We are becoming an absolute nightmare for the likes of Marseille and PSG. Jumping right into a French Cup final, and this time it is against Reims, so there is a chance to win. That would have been a penalty, but what is going on here? Oh, it's scrappy. It's a gift. It's a wrapped gift. We're going to take it, a 1-0 lead inside of 11 minutes, and this game is super, super winnable. It's a team which you don't usually find yourself facing, but the state of these goals that are going in, I think it could be our day, to be honest, because although what is going on at our end of the pitch, this might be one of the worst, this is one of the worst quality finals I have seen in a long time. 3 goals so far, all been very preventable. And we're about to bottle a 2-0 lead, aren't we? We are about to bottle a 2-0 lead. So, yeah, what is this game? This genuinely is awful. 4 goals of the worst quality, not the best quality. A great set piece here from Madouak. Oh, that is one fresh off the Josh Daly training ground. That is an incredible set piece to take the lead again, and we are going to go on to win it in the second half of extra time here with Tessman, ball through, great little touch, and that is going to be a very scrappy final wrapped up. We also are going to lift the Trophy de Champion 4-2 over Marseille. Again, very nice to see we can beat them in something. Our first time playing in the Super Cup, and a bit of a surprise opposition. We are going to play Newcastle, and we don't just beat them, we humiliate them. I can't believe what I'm about to say. We're off to Baku for another Champions League final, a back-to-back Champions League final with a Lyon team 3 seasons in. I mean, this is something special. Madouake is going to go through and make it 1-0 inside of 1 minute 30, and I tell you what, we are looking very strong this season. We are not putting a foot wrong, and this was, you know, this is with a team that has not had too many new faces at all. That's 2-0 in the Champions League final. I mean, if we go back to back in this Champions League, we are a genuine force to worry about, and it looks like we're about to pick up a 3rd goal. Ravella is going to find Abner, who's going to go through, and that's going to be 3-0 inside of 30 minutes. Bayern are falling apart in front of us. Grimaldo on the ball into Harry Kane. Is that Garnacho running through? Moose, who's that? Moose, it is. It's Garnacho running through, and he is going to grab a goal, to be fair. So, Bayern are back into the game. 4 goals in the first half. We are going to be leading 3-1, and Bayern are on the charge. The second half begins. Are they going to make it 3-2? 3-2 to us, that is. A ball inside. Grimaldo strikes. It is. Game back on. A 3-2 advantage. 2 goals conceded. The next goal is incredibly important, and the way that the game's going, I think is going our way. A ball in, into the new man up front, into Gorner, little cut inside, and that is going to be another Champions League win. That is right. In Season 3, we have got 5 trophies under our belt. I mean, it's some statement. So yeah, it's not a bad season, to be fair. We're talking about 5 trophies in one season, and it's a season to remember in the year of 2026. Now, when it comes down to the money, we are going to have a budget of 62 million, which I don't want to say small, because there's a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but after winning literally everything, maybe you'd expect a little bit more, but I guess we did have quite the expensive window last season, so we're going to be humble and move on. When it comes to the tactics, now this team, This is why I love this tactic, because you can see what it can do, by the way. This lovely top four part of the team, they've already linked in. Yildiz playing Shadow Striker, Madueke playing Shadow Striker, and we've got two incredible forward players. This four are the reason, most likely, to why we're doing so well. It's not all on them. Obviously, the wing-backs, 8 and 19, 4 and 26, 17 goals between the centre-backs. But this front four, you just can't defend against them. The power between two advanced forwards, two shadow strikers, is absolutely unbelievable. And looking at what we've just done, I can sit here now and be like, I don't even need to sign anyone. And I might not, but also, I do like some new gen. So we might go and see who we can get, but realistically on paper, even though he had a great season, Maitland-Niles could be up for replacement. He is 30 years of age. Perry in goal, again, is decent, but not exactly world-class, and he is 30. So there is still areas to improve in this team. So don't let the 5 trophies in one season confuse you in the fact that the job's done. The idea behind these 10-year rebuilds is to win as many trophies, but also look back at the team and say, I'll future-proof the team for you, you've got a world-class team, and you're ready to win trophies. So let's get into Season 4. The only player that I felt we needed was one more centre-back, and I'm going to pick up Samson Beidou, coming in from Manchester United for £90 million. Yes, we literally signed him for literally the same price. He done quite well at United, so it sort of encouraged my confidence in signing him. He dropped a great average rating, a good amount of goals and assists, and just a player that I know can get the job done. I've signed him in multiple rebuilds before. He's got good pace, good acceleration, good positioning, quite good when it comes to obviously the defensive side, which is handy as he's a centre-back, but that's all we needed to spend. We lost one player here on the free, who wasn't really too much to talk about anyway, so not too many new faces coming in. It would be quite unrealistic to ask for another 5 trophy season. I just hope we've won a couple. Is it unrealistic? Because we're starting off with a great sign here. We are going to be winners of the French League again. And I tell you what, PSG are now 10 points behind. Marseille are down in 4th place. They are close to... I mean, that is a staggering fall-off from Marseille. It is ridiculous. Who have they got in charge now? Mourinho. That is pretty unexpected. We are going to have 3 of our players in the top goal scorers, 3 in the assists, 4 in the average rating. We are literally the French League right now. And to see Mourinho go to Marseille, it might be why their attacking qualities have gone down, without being disrespectful. Now, I know I said to you it's unrealistic to win another 5 trophies. Get ready. We nearly did it. We are going to win the Trophy de Champion. 1-1 on penalties, though, over PSG. The French Cup, we are going to win 3-0 over Troyes. And the Super Cup, we are going to win 2-0 over Chelsea. And we nearly win back-to-back 5 trophy seasons. But the Champions League, we lose 1-0 to Arsenal. But we are getting through teams here for fun. Manchester United, we're getting past Napoli. We are also getting past teams like Bayern. We are absolutely giving everyone a pasting. And when it comes to the French side of football, we can't be stopped. We are winning Trophy de Champion, we're winning French Cups, we're winning the French League, we are winning everything, and there is nothing anyone can do. PSG are behind, Marseille are very far behind, Lille were sort of upcoming a little bit, but they're so far behind, it's absolutely unbelievable. Now, in terms of the money, we're back to having big budgets. We're talking £140 million. The debts and loans are clear as they can be. So we have got a big green flag to go and spend as much as what we want within our own budgets. Now, similar to the last season, the same rules apply. Right back goalkeeper is what I'm after. And there's a certain Man City talent I want at right back. And if you know your football, you know who I'm talking about. But let's test your knowledge on who you think it could be. He's expensive. He's like 70, 80 million, but he's not getting much game time at Man City. And I'm going to put everything I've got into trying to get him. So if you figured it out, you know who I'm going after. If you haven't, upgrade the football knowledge. Come on, you should have got it really. Rico Lewis is going to join for £42 million and a little bit added on top of that. But he is going to come in and he has such a good season. 11 goals, 13 assists. I just know how well he will work in this tactic and he had to be brought. I mean, he's such a good player, one of my favourite players in this game. If you can get him, you are in for a guaranteed treat. Such a good player. Yes, he's on a lot of money per week. Yes, he wasn't cheap. But yes, you've got a world-class player. And what a statement that we can now get people to sign from City to Lyon. We're also going to pick up Verbruggen from Brighton. Again, a bit of a boring generic signing, but a much needed new goalkeeper 38 million, 13 clean sheets, a pretty decent return. Never stepped foot in France before, but he seems to be taking it pretty well. Intended, but I do like a freebie. We are going to pick up Leonardo, coming in from the Saudi League, where he does score 19 goals and pick up 8 assists. So, the truth be told, I wasn't really in a need for a backup striker this window in particularly, but when he's free on the market, he's a man that's worth 40 million, and you're not spending a penny, and he's a good striker, and he nearly scored 20 goals in a season, you start to think what a good choice it actually was, and it definitely was. So we're going to welcome in a striker, a right back, and a goalkeeper, all for £80 million. Way under our transfer budget, so we are being very sensible and making hopefully the right choices. Dare we dream for another quadruple? Well, we are going to start off in the Trophée des Champions. We have not actually watched any highlights from this competition, so I thought, why not? And we are playing PSG, and we are going to be off to Donnarumma. Is that still Donnarumma? It is. He needs to be sold. He is awful for this team for some reason. Diabolical. Rico Lewis into Gorna, into Madueke, and that is a little bit of this tactic being shown off. That play was absolutely incredible. 2-0 inside of 10 minutes, and we can play out from the back. We're not afraid to play out. Gorna through to midfield, and this tactic, guys, please go and give it a go. It is nuts. What a bit of play again. 3-0 in 58 minutes, and I believe it is 1 goal. PSG go and get a little consolation, but PSG are now, they might even now be the 3rd favourite in France. What have we done to this league? What we've done to the league is embarrassing once again. 31 wins and only 3 losses. I mean, 100 goal difference, 93 points. Marseille still in the 67-point region. Mourinho still is going to be in charge. PSG, they've not got a manager, so it's fallen apart from us. We're having a great time. We are going to be seeing... Donnarumma does have the most clean sheets. Maybe he just can't handle cup finals. Ernest, Abner, Rico, Keenan, all going to be in the average ratings. I mean, it's a great season. Marcos Leonardo nearly is a top goal scorer. For a player that I said I didn't need, he's not being too bad, is he? I mean, Vitor Roque at PSG, pretty interesting. What does their team actually look like now? So, Vitor Roque, Kvaratskhelia, Diaby, Vitinha, Emery, Mendes, Hakimi, Gurhi, Araujo, Riyad, Donnarumma. It's a decent team, but they're just not... They're not making it work. As for Marseille, they've got Mourinho in charge, and they've got Ivan Toney, Broja, Segawa, Fernandez, Samu, Merlin, Royale. That's beatable, isn't it? Let's be pretty fair. It's a very beatable team, so... Probably what you'd expect. I mean, I'm not complaining. We're winning trophies, and we've still got a couple of comps to go. The French Cup, we're not going to win, so the quadruple is off the cards because we're not in the Super Cup, I don't believe. So that is going to be definitely the quadruple gone. But we are going to be in another Champions League final, and this time against Madrid. And there's 1 goal, and it's going to go in the way of Lyon. Genuinely, we are a machine. That is right, another Champions League win, and it is 3 times now already we have won that competition. We have nearly won it pretty much every time we have played it. 75% of the finals we get to in the Champions League, we are winning. That is a crazy stat line. And it is going to be a treble-winning season, and probably the treble you would pick to win, although you might edge the French Cup over the Trophée des Champions. I'm not really too fussed. It is still a really, really strong season, and once again, as you would expect, close to 100 million to spend, because we're winning everything we can. We're having a great time here. Now, in terms of the team... I'm starting to think, where do I even put this money? Because there are still areas. Centre-backs, I think we still need some younger ones. The midfield looks absolutely incredible. The front four are just doing stuff which is remarkable. Rico Lewis is set for a long-term position at the club. Abner Vinicius, I think, is getting older now. He is 30, potentially replaceable. I think Maduake's been class since he's been here, but again, 28, maybe a better option on the market. Who knows? What I do know is... I can't afford to make any mistakes because we could break records here. Well, for 38 million, we have got our left back in placement of Abner Vinicius for when he does call it a day. It's going to be 22-year-old Can Bartu Sigir. I think I've said that right. He comes in, as I said, for 38 million, 8 assists, a very good average rating as well, 26 appearances, and just a good, well-rounded player. Now, this guy has... luckily been sort of available at the right time because we've got an aging left back and we've already got a replacement ready. And the same can be said for when Madueke does need to, move on or drops performance. We have got Noah Darvic, and he comes in and he already plays a lot of games. We're talking 38 goal contributions, literally above an 8 average rating. He doesn't play every single game, but he probably is the best performer in the team. You know what you're going to get? He wasn't too much money, in my opinion. This team is developed a lot quicker than what I thought. I mean, we are not making a single mistake. Or are we? Not winning the Champions League? No, to be fair, we can't win it every year. Chelsea are going to knock us out in quite dominant fashion, actually. 4-1 to be exact. So they must have a pretty decent team. Maresca is still going to be in charge. Gyökeres, Nunes left mid. Oh, I don't know, you know. I think that team's beatable. We are going to win the Super Cup 3-0 over Feyenoord, so that is now going to be 3 times in 4 years. Trophy de Champion, we are going to be FC Nantes 6-2. That is now going to be 4 times back-to-back, and that now seems to be our trophy. The French Cup, we are going to fall to Marseille in the quarter-finals, so hopefully that doesn't mean they've made a comeback in the league. They haven't. We are going to win the league once again, over 20 points over Marseille. Noah Darvic, your top assists, your top goals, your top average rating. This is what I like to call the Noah Darvic show. What a signing that has turned out to be. And no surprise he gets into the team. 34 and 22. Rico Lewis 10 and 23. The left back does get in with 19 assists. 18 goals between the centre backs. 9 and 12 for Yildiz, a bit of a quieter season. Leonardo 21 and 5, Ernest 29 and 6. Madueke still has a great time, 18 and 8. This man here, Arnaud, 18 and 3, very strong. Abner 11 and 16. So even when these players that have been performing really, really well are being replaced, they still are getting into the team. They're still getting game time. They're still chipping in. So don't think that we're just ditching these players. We're just simply improving the team as we go along. And that's going to carry on because we've got, once again, £86 million. And when you're on this sort of trajectory of just winning trophies season after season after season, you have to keep spending. You have to keep improving the team because the teams around you are doing the exact same thing. The reputation is now a 5 out of 5. The trophy cabinet is packing up to, we might need an extension. We are winning a serious amount. And £40 million, we are now going to be in the sort of new gen era, okay? It is going to be Nigel coming in from Real Madrid, and he does pretty well. In 28 games, he contributes 17 goals. So, I mean, it's pretty decent return in my eyes. He's a very young midfield player, 22, Dutch, can play a variety of roles. Not that we ever do play them, but he could also play on the wing and at right back. So, pretty similar to Rico Lewis in the sense he is very versatile, and it made complete sense to bring him in. And another 40 million, 28 million paid up front, we are going to pick up another striker option. Now, he is more of a rotation option, but he does score 15 goals, so definitely deserves a bit more respect than given the rotation role label, but he probably is not one of our best strikers, but when you can see that he can improve significantly, he probably will become one of our better strikers. Now, we do have a fair few people leaving. Maitland-Niles, Omar, Arel, Saeed, Dylan, Musa, and also Adrielson. I'm going to probably butcher that. These are players who are simply not quality enough now and need to be moved on. And a lot of them are going to go on the free because I've kept them around purely to have the legs in the squad. And we're in a good financial place where we don't need to worry about getting the 400, 500Ks. We can let the contracts expire and keep them at the club so we can actually use them. But a lot of them are remaining in the French league, which is quite nice to see. And we're going to dive in right at the top, the dessert of the rebuild. Another Champions League win. 1-0 over Real Madrid. We have now won this, we've won it so many times. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we do not struggle in Champions League finals or getting to them. That's incredible. French League, we don't just win, we go invincible. Close to 100 points, over 107 goal difference. Noah Darvic is close to becoming probably one of Lyon's best players, potentially ever. I mean, he is taken over by some means, okay? The best average rating, 2 seasons back-to-back above an 8 average rating. 20 goals, Leonardo closely behind. Yildiz, Lewis and Darvic are going to be in the assists, and Nouman Elise from actually Crystal Palace, or Bayern should I say, is now at PSG, so that is pretty interesting. But as for this league, it's not interesting because we're winning it every single season. We are having an absolute whale of a time. So all credit to the players at the end of the day. We also are going to go on to win the French Cup 4-2 over PSG, and the Trophy de Champion, we are going to win 5-2 over Marseille. So that is going to be a quadruple winning season that does include the Champions League, and I like to set my viewers little challenges, but I don't know what I can get you to do, because we are winning every single trophy, and we're not only winning them, we're winning them together. So we are doing everything to a very, very good level. Now, money-wise, going into the next season, a little bit less than we have been getting, but still a lot of money. £75 million, to be exact. And I mean, where do you spend it? I think your argument you can have with me now is that the squad is getting older in some areas. You know, if we actually go and look at the squad, you can see here, I mean, we're going to worry about 29 and upwards. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 players. One's retiring, so 11 players are going to be in the age I'm going to try and move on. So we have got a lot of business to do, so don't go anywhere, because this rebuild has still got a lot of turns to go. 86 million. And it is an instalment signing, but I have done it with confidence. Richard is going to come in, 22 years of age, Spanish, and one of the better centre-backs I've seen personally in this game save file that is still relatively young. Now, he comes in and he has a great first season. Also picks up a lot of assists, which is really cool to see. And it's a lot of money, I'm fully aware, to spend on a centre-back, but this is one which you guys can use for easily another decade on top of what we have just done. So I'm future-proofing as we speak. And 35 million, we are going to have a slightly, I hate using the word worse, but not quite as well developed as Richard in some areas, but in some other areas, he is actually better. So we are going to welcome in Lionel Pascual. He is going to come in from Nice, and he cost me 35 million. He plays 21 games, so not every game, quite a fair few from playing every game, but he is just another option, and I can now sit back and say, centre-backs are now done. Ticked off. We probably will never sign another one. We are pretty much sorted, and our only loss is going to be Julian Teixeira, who is going to be going to the second team in Reims and then to Niort. So don't know too much about him, but we've definitely improved. The Champions League, we aren't going to win. We are going to get locked out in the semi-finals against Arsenal. But you know what? We have had more than our fair share of a run in that competition. And we've still got 2 more years to try and win even more. I think as it stands, we have won 4. Super Cup, we are going to win 2-1 over Liverpool. I think the toughest final we have had, I mean, Newcastle, Chelsea, Feyenoord, Liverpool. Yeah, the toughest final. French Cup, I think for the first time, we get to a final. No, we lost to PSG, didn't we, in the first final? So it's a rerun of 2023. We get to the final, but PSG a little bit too strong. However, the Trophée des Champions, we are going to beat Marseille, and that is now going to be a staggering 6 times back-to-back, where Marseille have lost 4 of the finals against us. The league, of course we win the league. 100 points is going to be obtained, and it is going to be another Invincible season. We've done it with Benfica. We're now doing it with Lyon. We have rebuilt a team into a team that doesn't just win the league, it sort of knows it's going to win the league, and it does it by going invincible. And it is multiple league titles, back to back to back to back to back. No team is getting close. Don't get me wrong, PSG are making a valiant effort. It's still 10 points, you know. They're not beating us, we're beating them. Do we draw against them? We beat them twice, so they are nowhere near on our level. And I mean, to look at where they are, they've got Vincent Kompany in charge, which is quite interesting. A 4-4-2 being deployed, a very, very interesting setup. Is Mourinho still at Marseille? De Zerbi has gone back to Marseille, so a little rerun. And yeah, it's like they've gone back in time, to be honest. Koundé is now in the team. Merlin, I mean, it's a very, very interesting reappointment, it has to be said, but a decent season. I mean, it's a treble-winning season. League, Super Cup, and Trophée des Champions. I guess 2 of the trophies are sort of pre-season, so maybe not as impressive compared to the rest, but I'm going to take it and move on, and we are going to take a budget of basically 91 million pounds in there, because we can keep on spending. The debts are under control, the team's winning trophies, we're having a great time, and we still are undergoing that bit of a transformation from older players to younger players. So the windows are never actually easy, believe it or not, despite having the money, because you have to get everything right. But I'm scrolling down this team right now, and I'm not seeing too many weaknesses. £52 million, we are going to welcome in another shadow striker. Now, I know he does get identified as a winger, but the guy can play really well as a shadow striker player, and I think he's had quite the season. 18 and 17. Now, this guy cost me 15, that would be ideal, £52 million, but look at what you get. You've got a perfect pre-built player, 23 years of age, and he isn't going to improve because the guy's pretty much flawless. I mean, he is what I would draw as a perfect shadow striker. So welcome in to Marius Stan. 34 million, we pick up another deeper midfield player just to add a bit more depth into the sort of young player sort of energy in this team. We are going to pick up Jaap Geritsken, coming in from Sparta Rotterdam. A bit of money spent, but 18 goal contributions is what we're going to get in return. And just bringing in younger players to the team now is my aim, to make a save better for you guys, really. We've got him on a 4-year contract, so we're looking pretty good for him. And there is still one more signing to come. Cup goalkeeper is going to be Mirel Besic, coming in from PSG. He only plays 7 games and he concedes 6 goals in those games, so maybe not the best return, but he is by far better than our backup goalkeeper. He's never going to replace our current first team keeper, but for that price tag and that wage, I'll take it. We have lost some players though. We are going to lose Ernest, who is now 30 years of age. He is going to get a move, I believe, to the Saudi League. So he has done more than enough for us right now, you know. He has done his fair share. He can go and sort of chill in the Saudi League, take his 65k a week. I'm happy with what we've got from him. The same, we are going to be saying goodbye to Wayne. We've never even used this guy. And also Chiek goes to Nancy. So Ernest is a big loss, but, you know, we've got players that can fill his boots at the end of the day. Not putting it bluntly, but we have, you know, even if Yildiz now goes up front and, you know, this man Stan is going to step into Shadow Striker, it's not too much of a worry. Especially when you're replicating a previous season, 33 wins, 1 draw, 100 points, and Yildiz clearly is going to get more game time. 31 goals. This guy is now 29 and he has been consistent from the second he got here. He only had 1 off season. Everything else has been absolutely flawless. We are also going to be seeing Bono, who was that Spanish striker we brought in as backup, now getting more game time. Every transfer is working out, and the league, well, the league is simply ours. Champions League's becoming a bit repetitive now because we are going to go 1-0 up against Man City, and despite them signing Udogie, who is a very, very good signing, Man City just, they're nowhere. I mean, that guy's asleep. I guess thank you for another Champions League final. We also go on to win the French Cup 3-0 over PSG and the Trophy de Champion 5-1 over PSG. So PSG have not only been dethroned this video, they've been made to look pretty average, I'll be honest with you. The Champions League we're winning for fun. Every other trophy we're winning for fun. This team's ready to take on anyone, and I think the last season is now pretty much for vibes. I mean, I've never said that in a video before, but it is for vibes this last season, just to see what else we can do. I mean, we're going to have a fair budget going into it, £76 million, but I think the results speak for themselves. The players, you know, they're doing well. 36-38, 29-26, 39-14, 41-15. This last season is purely for the vibes. But we are still going to take it seriously because I want to try and create an even better save for you to play. And we're going to pick up an elite-driven centre-back at the age of 22 who looks absolutely remarkably good, mentally and physically. He comes in for 14 million, plays a ton of games, way more than what I thought he would to start, but that is another one for you guys to enjoy. £15 million, we are going to welcome in Glenn Bent, coming in from FC Bayern. Just a very good versatile wing-back. I wanted someone semi-young. I couldn't get anyone under the age of 23 to play in this role, so we've gone a little bit older, 25, but he's a great left back and right back, and he cost me 15 million, 28 goal contributions. I've got you guys covered. Tato is going to come in as another shadow striker option. Again, looking out for you guys. 14 and 12, 26 goal contributions, a 7.9 average rating, 15 first touch, 15 dribbling, 17 passing, 17 technique, 16 flair. I mean, come on. If you enjoy your new gens, this save might be your heaven, and there is still time for one more signing. Jordan Lamars is going to come in. Now, he doesn't play too many games. He didn't cost me a penny. He isn't even a true best player, but for a backup player, he is definitely worth spending the 36k a week on. We are going to wave goodbye to a few familiar faces in Arnold and also Abner. Their time is up at the club, but what a role they played, both of them. They really, really did. And in Season 10, we aren't going to win the Trophy de Champion, which is a little bit of a shame because it would have been nice. We lose on penalties to PSG, but we are going to take home that trophy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times in 10 years. It's decent, that. French Cup, we are going to win 5-0 in our final time of asking against FC Nantes, and that is now a trophy we have won 5 times, so I thought we'd won it more. We got to 8 finals, won it 5 times. It's not a bad rate, but comparing it to the other trophy, it's not as good. Super Cup, we are going to beat Valencia 4-1, and that's a trophy we have won 5 times, which I am more than happy with. Every time we have got to the final, we've won it. Champions League, we win again. The Champions League has been a breeze. We have now won that 1, 2, 3 for 6 times out of 10 years. We have won 6 out of the 7 finals. If you want to win Champions Leagues, go and get this tactic, because it might be broken. It honestly might be. And to wrap it up, the league, I mean, we are going to win it again. We don't go invincible, but we win it in absolute style. And we have now won that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times out of 10 seasons. But runners up once, 8 times winning. It is remarkable. Lyon have not only been rebuilt, they have been made, I'm going to label them maybe as the best team in the game. Because of the Champions Leagues we're winning, we have humiliated PSG, we've humiliated Marseille, and we are now the kings of France and most likely Europe. I mean, what a time. And we are not just getting into the final by ease, you know. We are with ease. We're beating some big boys. Man City, Monaco's a bit of an easier one. Madrid is not an easy one, but we're walking it. We're having such a good time, and what a way to end the rebuild. The club is now going to be a perfect 5 out of 5. History-wise, I mean, you can't really get too many more trophies in there before you have to start scrolling along. We also did win the Club World Championship, which I will go and show you we done in 2029. Missed a trick in that one, didn't I? So that's another trophy that I forgot to even mention. Finances, you're completely flawless. You've got a budget of £150 million, and the players in the team are absolutely remarkable. You know, a lot of these players are ready to go again for 3-4 more years. What a rebuild. Genuinely a little bit shocked how well this has gone. Hopefully we are able to see Lyon one day get to this stage, but I mean, the main aim for them is now staying up, getting that financial backing from PSG, which I think is from the Barcola deal. They're essentially going to pay the money up front to keep them up into the main French league. Let me know if you're a Lyon fan and what you think of the situation, but if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Again, you can go over to the Patreon and get this rebuild file and this tactic and the set pieces, all of that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.